think it's recording. All right, Team Getting Fit training call for Tuesday, March 1st. It's my baby swinging in the background. I was telling Michelle she's away from
well, you know what? Sit on the in the far chair then, Isaiah. Way back there. Sit far.
So I have Michelle and Asha's tracker, so I'm going
to move to the chair back there.
Trackers, and then I want each of you to share a success and a struggle from the week, like one of your successes and one of your struggles. And then if you have any questions, then I'm just going to kind of talk about the groups for the month and challenge pack stuff just a little bit to cover it.
Yeah, I'm going to record it, so can you please be good for like just a few seconds, please? And you're on back in your shirt.
Sure.
Look for you, Robot. Hold on. Are you working?
No. Okay, we ready? All right, I'm going to do Michelle's first. And I'll be honest, this is the first time I've looked at it. I mean, this looks pretty good, Michelle. I'll say it's pretty good, except for coaching.
I know. That's my weakness. And, especially the last couple with it being Team Cup month, I was probably more focused on, trying to get challenge packs.
Right.
So yeah, this month I need to bump up my coaching. And which it's, I guess one success is that I made some really good connections, with new people. And I'm really I'm doing a good job of staying in my niche. Because I feel like I'm getting a lot more response that way. People are more likely to talk to me that way. And then probably one of my struggles was just trying to get people to get back with me. Sometimes you message them and then it's nothing for days, and especially when they're interested in a pack and you're pretty confident that you can get them a pack. So if they don't get back to you, you kind of lose them. So that was kind of something that, especially this last week, that I was struggling with.
Right. Say this month was really, really tough. I mean, going into yesterday, I was at 2 Success Club points, and those were from 2 Shakeology Home Directs. One I didn't know about. The other one was a customer who already had a program, and to get into the challenge group, I said she had to go on Shakeology Home Direct, and she said okay, and she did. As I was telling Stuart, he said, how did I get 6 Success Club points in one day? Well, one was a sale to a family member, one was someone that saw my giveaway, and one was somebody who was waiting for 22-minute hardcore, and it just happened that the challenge pack launched yesterday. So and the girl that bought 22-minute hardcore, it's actually kind of a funny story, because I did a Shakeology giveaway in January because we had tons and tons of leftover Shakeology around here. So I did a Shakeology giveaway where I made them share my post and send me a friend request, and then they were entered in a drawing for a free bag of Shakeology. And this girl got 22-minute hardcore challenge pack was one that had actually won one of the Shakeologies that I was giving away. And then she's like, well, I want to switch to you as a customer. I said okay, and all of a sudden she said, oh, I want to be on Shakeology, and I know a challenge pack is better because then you get the program for $10. I'm like, yeah, she knows a lot. I mean, it's not really, I don't really feel like it's conversations I can really share because I didn't take anyone through a script. I mean, one was family, one was just somebody that's been following me and was like, I want a PiYo challenge pack, and it just happened to go on sale yesterday. The same thing with 22-minute hardcore. So means that's once you build up, like I have 5,000 likes on my business page. Once you build it up, those kind of things are more likely to happen. But I think that's hard to happen when you don't have 5,000 likes and haven't been working on the page for almost 6 years. So that's kind of why I am not going to share that tomorrow. I'm going to work on talk about branding instead, because I think that could be helpful to everybody. Anybody have any input on what they think I should cover tomorrow? Besides that.
Yeah, I think that's good, because I think most of the people, like for me, I'm trying to think of how many likes I have. I think it's just over 700. And so that's what I'm trying to push, is try to get those likes up. Because, everybody says that, once you hit a certain level on your likes, then it starts getting seen more and all that. So,
right.
But yeah, I think that that's a good idea.
Because I am doing the practical, whatever that marketing.
The PMSU.
Yeah, I'm going to try that again, because I'm just not, I tried a new, it's just not working well. So I'm going to kind of go back to this. After listening to that last webinar, I'm like, I really need to work on my brand, because I've been doing this for 6 years. I should know what my brand is. I mean, my niche is moms, basically, but I need to tighten it up a little more.
Right.
And I really don't know how to do it. So I'm really working on it every spare second when I'm not invited. I'm like working on this blog thing. So since I'm working on it, I might as well share what I'm doing, because I think that is even useful to people who are brand new, because obviously I should have done that a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I know I should have done that a long time ago. And yeah, like I don't know, getting Success Club points at the last second like that, that's just kind of how I roll. And I don't know how I do it, but it happens. Kind of sad it was 8 instead of the 14 I got last month, but that's okay. I'm okay with 8. I'm not complaining.
And actually, because I was sitting at 3, and I had a girl who I've been talking to for a couple weeks. She wanted to sign up as a coach and get us a challenge pack. And she was just so like on the edge of pulling the trigger. And so last night, about 5 o'clock last night, and she's on Eastern time because she's in Virginia. And so she messaged me back and said, well, I think I might, how do I sign up? And so I was like chatting with her, and then just nothing. I lost her. And so she didn't get signed up. So I was kind of bummed, because, at the last minute, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to not only go Emerald, but get my Success Club 5. So I was all excited. And I didn't. But, okay. But then again, I also sat down and made a list. And this is actually what kind of got me over the hump, is I sat down and made a list of everyone who's kind of on the edge that hasn't said no, but they're, I just didn't get them done. And I'm like, all right, well, I've got this list of 8 people for challenge packs to start with, 3 potential coaches. So, I'm looking at it like, hey, it's the first of the month, and I have this list already made that I didn't have a list last month. So it kind of gives me a boost to kind of look forward to the new month. So that's kind of the way I look at it.
Well, I will tell you a story about someone that says they're going to sign up and doesn't. So there's this girl. She's been a customer for like 3 years, a long time. I think she's gotten Shakeology a few times. Nothing like, and maybe a program once, but nothing excessive. And she did the sneak peek and the backstage pass in January. She's all set to sign up. She's ready. She's gonna get started with 21 Day Fix Extreme in January. No, it was 21 Day Fix Extreme in December. And then she switched that she wanted to do Masters Hammer and Chisel. So I'm like, well, you have to sign up by then in January, because the special's gonna end. And she's like, oh, I don't care. I'm gonna get my taxes. I'll just pay the $160. I don't care. I'll sign up as a coach. She really interacted with everybody in the backstage pass thing. She's like, I'm so excited to join. So excited. And she's like, oh, I'm getting my tax return next Friday. Send me the link to send me the enrollment email to sign up, because you can do that for a coach if they're your customer. So I sent her the email in 3 weeks ago. I think it was like 3 weeks ago. And now I have not heard one word from her. I will message her. I've emailed her. I've not heard one word. I mean, I don't even know what to do. I'll show you this. I'm going to show you guys. Okay, I'm going to show this because this just will show that it happens to me too. It just, but she's the most frustrating person because she would be so awesome. And this is literally it. We're talking about Cafe Latte Shakeology. I mean, this was way back. February 12th, this was. Yeah, and I messaged her back. I sent her the email on the 12th. I messaged her back on the 13th. Did you receive it? Nothing. Just checking in. I haven't seen your enrollment on 17th. Nothing. The 21st, it's been over a week since we talked. Is everything okay? Nothing. Like, she hasn't even seen this stuff because I can see but not seeing it.
Yeah.
So I sent her an email, which I worked fast. Nothing. I don't even know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Someone asked what he would do. Maybe he has a better idea. I don't know. But I mean, I tried email. That didn't work. And yeah, I don't know. It's so good. But I'm not going to chase her.
Right.
I didn't sign up any coaches in February. None.
Right.
So I got to get my button here in March.
Well, and
I'll give you a spoon to put your ears, okay?
Even though I got 8 Success Club points, yeah, I signed coaches. And I never
You're
got
welcome.
technology points ever.
Well,
and something I kind of told myself today is like, I was following up with everybody that didn't order. And so, I did that. I'm like looking through my sheets and looking through my lists. And I'm like, okay, it's time to find new people. Because, I've kind of gotten a rut of, at the last minute, trying to connect with everybody that I've already talked to. And now it's like, okay, it's a new month. I'm looking at my list. It's time to find new people. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on. I sent everybody messages today that, had mentioned or was even remotely interested in challenge packs. And so, starting tomorrow, I mean, it's time to start looking for new people because you get in your comfort zone because it's people you're talking to every day. And then it's like, okay, I haven't talked to any new people this week. So, that's for me. It's kind of like, okay, time to move on, find new people because they're out there.
Yeah, that's my problem too, because I had like a list of like 25 people that I've been talking to throughout the month. And like, I sent them all a message, I think Saturday. I like followed up with all of them and I reminded them, because I know I wrote down what program everyone was interested in, 21-day fix, size. Those are basically the two that people were interested in. And I was basically on Saturday, I said, Monday's the last day, I'm not going to tell them. It really extends for another week. I'm not going to tell them that. I basically said, and I am giving out a gift card if you order plus Fixate, and one person, that girl that got 22-minute hardcore, because she had been wanting to do size, but then the 22-minute hardcore, she's like, oh, I'm going to wait for that. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
It got released early and I'm like, yes.
Well, and I made the mistake on one, and it was my own fault, and I shouldn't have done it. But I told her, today's the last day of, 21-day fix extreme is what she was interested in. And, tomorrow the new specials start, and they're going to be Pio and 22-minute hardcore. And then she's like, oh, well, maybe I would rather do Pio, so maybe I'll just wait. And I'm like, oh, why did I do that? So, yeah, it's kind of like, oh, I shouldn't have said anything. But anyway.
Yeah, and now I'm going to be like, oh, guess what? It's extended, even though I knew about it. I'm going to pretend I didn't know. Like, guess what? I'm going to post it tomorrow. I didn't today. I just was doing 22-minute hardcore stuff today, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pull up Asha's
Oh, I'm here. I'm just listening in.
I know. I'm gonna pull up your thing. I know we're kind of just talking. Sorry.
That's okay. I already checked. I always do those things every day, so I just put checks on all of them. But I put down my contacts and I eliminated some people that I knew were just not going to follow through. But I kept the ones that are still decent prospects.
Okay, yours is up.
So
yeah, you're doing the activities. I would just. Are you doing actual invitations every day?
What I do is anybody that's that likes my page,
Good.
just a new like, I usually give it maybe a day, and then I send them a conversation invite.
Perfect. I do the same thing.
So, some of them respond, some don't. I would say probably 20% actually get into a conversation with me. The other 80% just ignore my conversation invite.
Yeah,
but they still stay on my page though. 9 times out of 10, they just don't want to talk to me. So,
and that happens to me a lot. It takes people time. There are people that watch and watch and watch me, and I'll send them a message or whatever, and they won't respond. So I'll just I'll give it a few weeks, and then I'll send them another message and be like, hey, I was just seeing how you were doing, just trying to start a regular conversation, not talking about Beachbody or anything. That's kind of how I do it, is I'll send them a message and say, thanks for liking my page. Are you interested in a fitness group or becoming a coach? And, they'll tell me if they're a coach, basically, if I can't tell, or they won't say anything. And then, I'll write it down to follow up 2 weeks later. And then I just ask them how they're doing and just try to start it up again. So I do the same thing. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
baby's crying. But you're doing the work, so it's gonna.
I think it's that. I know it's gonna take off. Coming into this, I knew that it was gonna be a lot of hard work, and that it was gonna be a lot of disappointments, and that I was gonna have to just not get discouraged and keep going, because eventually I was gonna get that break, and that's what it takes. And that break has the potential to multiply. So it's I just know that I need to get those right people, and I may have to go through several hundred wrong people to get those few right people that are going to help grow the business. But quitting, I'm definitely not going to get anywhere. So I'm just sticking with it. It's something I'm doing on the side, because I work outside the home, and I have my 2 kids, and at times we have 4 in the house, because my fiance, he also has 2. So we have a full house, and there's other things going on. So I fill in I pretty much put whatever time I can into it, and just make sure I do at least something every day.
Right.
And I never have a day when I just don't do anything, even if it's just a few posts and maybe a few follow-ups, or, inviting new people. I just know if I stick with it, that it's got to grow into something. Eventually. And I actually do have a few good prospects right now. But what's so funny is that some of the stories I've been hearing from you guys, it sounds exactly like things that I've dealt with. I've had people tell me, I'm waiting on my check. As soon as I get paid, I'm going to call you and order a challenge pack. And then that day comes, they don't get in touch with me. I contact them, and they don't respond.
Right.
I have one tomorrow that's been telling me for a month that she's going to be buying, Shakeology. And then I told her for $10 more, she can get the challenge pack. And she's like, oh, great, that sounds wonderful. So tomorrow when I get paid, or when I get my check, I'm going to get in touch with you, and I'm going to want to order that.
Right.
So, and this is actually someone I know personally. So this is, I think, a little more promising, because she's
absolutely.
She's my niece's grandmother. So we have a relationship in real life. And I actually think she's going to follow through, because I'll see her around, But, and then the other one, she's someone I used to go to a parenting class with back when my son was a toddler, and we recently, got back in touch, and she sounds like she's very interested in buying, a challenge pack. So those are my best 2 prospects right now. The other ones are people I've met online, and I don't know how that's going to play out. But I've just been following up, with anybody that I've talked to that showed any interest. I'll at least do 3 attempts to follow up, even if they don't respond, over maybe a couple week period, because maybe they just didn't get the message. There's times when people message me and I just didn't see it.
Yep. Yeah.
And sometimes they'll respond on the second attempt, and I'm maybe they didn't get my first message, And then maybe they'll go back to not talking to me. And after like 3 or 4 attempts, I'm just not going to bother anymore unless they contact me because I don't want to like be harassing.
Yeah, that's what I
But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty new at this, and I feel bad I haven't like got any sales yet, but I know that it's gonna happen eventually.
You're not even 2 months in yet. You're good. You're doing
Yeah,
good.
and it just takes time, and it's just a little bit every day adds up. I've been a coach, well, it'll be 2 years in May, but I really got serious about it the first of the year. And so really it's the last 2 months I've been really consistent and got everything done that I, like I planned. And I just now feel like I'm kind of getting little traction, and you live and learn, and you're going to have those, that's normal. That's typical for people to say, yeah, I'm going to buy, and then you never hear from them again. So yeah, and just the key is to be sure you're doing your personal development, because then that really helps to keep you from taking those no's, or keeping you from taking that personally, because you really don't. And you may have to go through 100 no's before you get a yes, but like you said, it's about finding the right ones. It really isn't about how many challenge packs you can sell. It's about finding the right ones. So yeah, just keep it up.
Yeah, because
Okay, I will. Thanks for all the encouragement. After listening to, what everyone's saying, I know that, like, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm working hard. It's just that it does take time. And the same objections that I'm getting and the same, basically, response from people is what everyone's getting.
Yeah.
Some of you have been at it longer, so you've got to milestones that I haven't reached yet. But you're, even as experienced coaches, you're still dealing with the same things from people. So.
Because people aren't ready. And if they're people that you have to like chase and chase and chase, they're not going to be a great coach. They're not going to be a challenger that gets results. Take it from me. I have had so many coaches that I have chased. They are all gone. All of them are gone. Just they quit. And they're people that I chase, and you can't pull people along. You can't make people make the decision to start their journey or sign up to be a coach. You can't make people do that. Like I have people all the time, they're like, oh, it costs money to become a coach. Well, a job shouldn't cost money. I'm like, well, it's not a job. It's your own business.
Yeah.
I say to people, it's like $40 is nothing to start your own business. Well, why do I have to pay $40? Well,
yeah.
You need a website. Who's going to have your products for you and ship them for you? I mean, what, you going to just make your own products and ship them to people? I mean, that's
right.
$40 is a lot. Yeah, I try to get people at 140, but these are just, I also get leads. So it's just people that don't really know what the body is. And they're like, oh, I just wanted a job. I'm like, well, then you shouldn't fill out a form for a home-based business. Because any home-based business, you're going to have to spend money.
Yeah. And Erin and I have done a lot of trainings, and we've heard a lot of stories from coaches, and kind of as you grow into your business, things kind of like resonate with you. And some things that I've lately that here in the last year or so that has kind of resonated with me is you want those that are self-starters, that when you give them instructions, they follow through and they do it, because it's their business, and it's not for you to run it for them. So you want those people who have the motivation and the drive to make something for themselves, and whether it's a challenger or a coach, either way, because you can't drag people along who aren't ready to, take over their life and change, getting healthy and fit. You want those who kind of have their own motivation, because there's not enough of you to go around. We all like to think that we can be there to help everybody, but when you start getting a lot of people, there's not enough of you to go around. And so those who put forth the effort are the ones that kind of earn your time. And as you get into this, then you'll find that's true, and you'll be able to figure those people out.
Right, that makes sense, because I talked to a lady yesterday, and I showed her the video on 21 Day Fix and Shakeology, and she says, "Oh, you look great. It sounds great. I'm sure this works. But honestly, I'm just not ready." She says, if I buy this, it's just going to sit on my shelf, and I'm going to wait till I'm really ready to make the change so that I can commit to this. And I said, I totally understand. I said, I'm always here, if you're ready. or when you're ready, you know, I'll be more than happy to work with you and help you, you know, get in shape and get fit and everything. But if you know you're going to buy this and you're not going to use it, then I'm not going to keep encouraging you when you're telling me that you're just not ready to make that commitment. And she just knew she wasn't ready to make those changes in her life. She's still on my contact list. But at that point, if they say that, I don't really want to keep pushing, because I'm like, well, I know that when I went through weight loss several times in my life, I've had to really, something just happened, like maybe one experience that was the last experience where I was tired of living how I was, and I just was ready to make a change. And I really committed to it when I was ready. But if someone had tried to show me a diet or exercise program when I wasn't in the mindset for it, I didn't even want to look at it. I mean, I was like, I know this is good, it probably works, but I'm just not like ready to do this right now. So I really don't want to like even see anything about it, because I basically wasn't in the frame of mind to put in the work that I knew I was going to have to.
Absolutely. I mean, and you'll see the people do the work. How I see it is, if you guys do the work, I'll give you my time, because the people that aren't going to work, that don't show up for their getting started right calls, that don't do it, I'm not going to waste my time.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be harsh, but you guys did the work and earned my time. So, oh, my husband just called me, and he called and it stopped. I don't know what it was. You guys got anything else? We're at a half hour, and I don't like to take up too much of your time either. So I know your time is precious too.
I'm good. I'm glad my kids haven't thrown a temper tantrum or gotten a fight like since I've been on this call. Actually, they did have one fight, but then it was broken up by, you know, the other half. They were throwing food at each other at the table.
Lucky Jake was here.
We're pretty used to that around here. I say Aaron and I have been on many calls where both our children are screaming and we can't even hear each other.
Oh, yeah.
As I said,
That's the usual.
My teacher's moms, because that's just how it is.
That's right.
Yep.
All right. Well, you guys have a good night.
Okay.